Don't take advice from people whose life you don't want. How's it going, my friends? Hope you guys are doing amazing. I'm doing fantastic. I just woke up, so my face is puffy. Literally just woke up, but I was inspired to just shoot this for you and talk about how we end up taking advice from the wrong people, or we end up wanting our lives to be like certain people without really looking into what the rest of their life looks like. For example, in the entrepreneur space, online entrepreneur space, there may be an entrepreneur who's very successful financially, okay? But maybe they're lonely and single. And so you can be single and be very happy actually, but maybe they're single and lonely, right? Or maybe they have a bad relationship or a bad marriage. Maybe they have tons of chronic illnesses. They're on medication for their anxiety and stress. And you have no idea, right? Because all you're looking at is the external financial success that they're presenting to you. And so, do I think that you should completely discard them and write them off? No, right? There's lots of people I follow whose advice I want for that one particular area. But when I first got into this journey, I realized, wait a minute, like I thought I could just follow this person to the T, like they are my role model. I'm going to do everything that they do. I'm going to create the exact life they want. Then I started noticing there's certain areas of their life that I don't want. They have certain belief systems, even about spirituality, that I don't want. They have certain relationships or the type of relationships they have that I don't want, right? For example, there's a lot of people who, don't have the romantic relationship that I want, especially, what I've currently been able to build for myself. They don't have that. Or people who've cut off ties with their family. I don't want that, right? Or people who do have lots of crazy anxiety, stress, chronic illnesses, and they're on lots of medications for it, or it's like really affecting their life in a negative way. I don't want that, obviously, right? Who does? So I think it's important to take advice from people in the area that they've succeeded in, that you want to also benefit from, right? So this could also be like the other thing, right? It could be someone who's very fit, so maybe you take advice from them on fitness, but maybe you don't take relationship advice from them. Are there people who have it all? Yes, right? There's far and few, but I do believe that there's people who have it all, people who kind of have it figured out, or people who are doing well in all the areas. And I do believe that it's, very safe to model them and to be more like them. But I also want to just leave you with this. Never ever try to fully be someone else. I think in the beginning, we all want a superhero. And so I think that's like the concept, just humanity, like in telling stories from the beginning of time. We always want to look up to someone, to look up to the hero who does the right thing, or who has the best life, or who has the happiest life, or, it could be who has all the money, or has all the women, or whatever it used to be, right? And it still is. And so there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to model someone, but always combine that with who you are. Like always combine that with, okay, I love this, I want to be more like them, but I want to be my own version of them, right? Because you will be, regardless of how much you try to be someone else, you will always still be you, right? Like there's like no one can take that away from you. It's just in your DNA, it's your makeup. You can never be like someone else completely, which is a great thing, right? And so I think in my own coaching journey, what I realized was I was modeling people who I really wanted to be like, and I'm happy I did because it got me very far. And then I also realized I want to be more of myself though. So it's like model what they're teaching. You can be that version of them to a certain extent, but I think you should also lean more on being like focus more on the qualities, the traits, the actions, the habits, the thinking, the mindset that they have, but apply that to yourself. So like what would this version of me do? How would he look? How would he show up? How would his life be, right? I think that's a very healthy way of doing it, rather than just trying to take on completely copying someone else, right? Because one, it becomes very performative, and I've been there, right? I think all of us do in the beginning. I think it's actually not bad, right? Like to really copy or model your mentor. But after doing that for a while, or for a few years, it becomes very performative. You're like, this isn't even who I am. This is who they are, but this isn't who I am. So it's kind of like you have to take the training wheels off and then just be who you are now, right? So I think that's very important, because I have seen people give examples of others like, oh, do what this person does, or this person's so great, or follow this person. And then I think, I don't want their life. Right? Like I don't want that person's life. Like maybe that one area is nice, great, good for them, but I don't want their life. Like I wouldn't trade places with them. And I think that's actually a very powerful question. This is a question I ask myself a lot. Would I trade places with this person? Right? And this happens a lot in today's world of social media and comparison, which of course we should never do. But if you ever get to that place where you're like, oh, like, maybe so and so, it could even be someone you know. It's not just online. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a relative, it's someone you're like, you know what, like their life is so much better than mine, and I'm so far behind, or if I'd just done this, this, and this, I would have had a happy life like them. So you can compare yourself to other people. And if you do, ask yourself that question: would I trade my life with them, right? I actually don't compare myself to others, but I'm human. And so when those negative thoughts can come up of the comparison game, which is the thief of our joy, I just ask myself that question, like, yeah, but would I trade my life with them? And the answer is always no, right? Like, I would never trade my life with them because I don't want the other aspects of their life. I would feel suffocated, restricted. I can't really be who I am. It's not me. I wasn't born or designed to have a cookie cutter life, and neither were you, right? It doesn't mean that we have to discard again everything that we love about society, because there's lots of things I like about everyone else and how people do things in general, but there are lots of things that I don't like, and that's why have been forging a new path for myself and helping you do the same for yourself, right? So ask that question: would I trade lives with them? And if the answer is no, that you wouldn't trade lives with them, then honestly, like, that's enough for you to say, okay, cool, great. Like, maybe this one thing I can model, that they have this like one aspect of their life that I really do respect and admire and I want to be more like, but I don't have to feel bad about not being them or not having the life that they have, because I wouldn't want their life anyway. I wouldn't want to trade their life for, like, for my life, right? Like, I love my life. Or even if you don't love your life right now, I love the future that I know I can create for myself as an individual, right? Without trying to copy or imitate someone else. So, very important. Look at my hair when I wake up in the morning. It's just doing this crazy thing. But anyway, aside from hair tutorials, you also get what I'm talking about here in my Kings Club community. So make sure you guys join my coaching community. I'd love to have you in it. It's where we talk about all these topics. We coach weekly in there, live coaching, daily Q&A, daily chats, texts to keep you accountable, motivate you, and really just help you with all your struggles, help you overcome them so you can become the man you want, create the life you want, have the money, the relationships, the freedom, the lifestyle, all the things. I'm also working on my fitness this year. Gonna get into the best shape of my life over the next 12 months. So you guys will be seeing that as well. And we'll talk a lot about, our own fitness journeys and really help each other with that. So if that's something you're interested in addition to hanging out with me in person, right? We'll hang out in person. We'll hang out in Houston, Texas, also other cities in the US, and of course, eventually international trips as well. If you want to be a part of that, hang out with me in person, hang out with a group of like-minded brothers, and really be there for each other, belong to a community and have access, and really just improve your life, like create the best life you can. I invite you to join Kings Club. Go ahead and check the link in the show notes or in the first comment, and I'll see you there. Super excited. Bye.